It's been a minute since I've done a manga video, and since Halloween isn't that far away, I want to talk about horror manga. And since I'm talking about horror, we'll better talk about the magical girls. Now I know what you may be thinking, but believe it or not, there are actually quite a few series with magical girls that are dark. But I'll talk about them another time. Who knows, maybe I'll make a whole video about underrated magical girl shows. But right now, we're going to talk about the manga known as Magical Girl Apocalypse. This manga was released back in 2012 and is actually finished spanning across 63 chapters, so it isn't that long. Going off that, let's talk about the story, and leading the story is this character right here, Kogame Ki. And to be honest, he's kind of a dumbass and a bastard. The story shows him being in school like a normal day, talking to friends, wondering why the pretty girl is talking to him at all, and seeing his childhood friend getting bullied and choosing to ignore it. Just normal high school things. Well, until things turn and scream really quick, because there's a little girl at the school gate, so a teacher decides to see why she's there. Little did he know that the girl was packing and murked him without warning. Mind you, Kogami sees all of this happening, and do you know what he does next? He goes to the bathroom, because he can't concede the fact that the teacher is dead. Luckily for him though, when he decides to leave, the girl comes flying into the room and begins her massacre. And with all this screaming going on, Kogami decides to grab her bat. To be real though, if we're being honest, after those screams, Kagami should have just left the school building. When he finally makes his way back to the classroom, he sees all his classmates getting manhandled by the little girl. Now, this did terrify Kogami, but when the little girl starts running toward the pretty girl that always be nice to him, he builds up the courage to smack the girl right over the head. Too bad the little girl still took out the classmate. This made Kogami mad enough to beat the little girl essentially with the bat until the job was done. Which, if we're being real, he should have just did that in the first place and the girl would have lived. But it is what it is. Now, after beating the little girl, understandably, Kogami starts to drown in despair a little bit. That since all his classmates are gone and slaughtered. Well, not exactly though, because it turns out someone did survive the assault. That person being his childhood friend, Tsukine. The little girl that was getting bullied earlier. Now, even though Kogami killed the magic girl, the story is far from over. Funny enough, this is actually how the tale starts in the first place, because this just covers chapter 1, aka the prelude of unfortunate events that Kogami would be faced with. Now, I'm still currently reading the manga, but I thought as far as something that catches someone's eye, it does a good job actually. Since I'm still reading the manga, I don't actually have a rating for this manga, but if you read it, what would you personally rate it? Or if you know about the manga at all, how do you feel about it? But besides that, that's basically it.